What would happen if you mixed oil-based stain with oil-based polyurethane and then applied it to the wood? Are you going to get the same results as if you applied the stain first and then the poly? I've often wondered that, and today on Alley Picked, I plan to find out. I have here 4 glasses. This one contains 50% polyurethane and 50% stain. This is 75% polyurethane and 25% stain. This is straight poly, and this one here is a product by Minwax called Polyshades. It's a one-step product, so just for fun, I want to see how it compares. I'm going to apply all the products with a clean, soft bristle brush. Let's see what happens. First up, this is 50-50. It looks very good. It has good, even coverage. This one has only 25% stain. As expected, it's a little lighter than the first. Close enough that I probably wouldn't waste the extra stain. The third is straight poly, which I'm using as a control baseline just to compare the finish. Last up, the Polyshades product. The 3 samples with the stain look almost the same. I'm going to let these dry and then I'll see what they look like. 50-50, 70-25, straight poly, Polyshades. While all 4 are drying, let's take a little road trip. I want to test this in a real world situation. I'm here in the basement of my church, and I think I found what's going to be a very good use case for mixing polyurethane and stain together. Let me show you these steps right behind me. You can see how bad these basement steps are. They've been neglected for years. For the finish, I'm going to use 1 part stain and 2 parts poly. So I took all of about 5 minutes to sand the steps using some 80 grit sandpaper. Now I'll use some paint thinner to clean off all the dust. Of course, the proper way to do this would be to remove all of the finish, sand it down to the bare wood, apply your stain, let it dry, then apply several coats of polyurethane. I'm only doing this as a test to see if this method is even acceptable. I would never do it this way for a paying customer. It's still wet, but here's what it looks like. Let me tell you, it does look better on camera than it does in person. There's a lot of mismatch in color from the bare wood to where the original finish was not removed completely. After it dries, I'll give you my thoughts. The Polyshades is a little rough and blotchy. My 2 homemade versions are also a little rough, but less blotchy. None of these are what I would call a complete finish. It's actually not bad with 1 coat. If I were to use this at all, I'd stop here and apply a 2nd and/or 3rd coat of polyurethane. I'm going to lightly sand and then give these a 2nd coat. While the 2 coats are drying, let's head out to the garage to test this on another project I'm working on. I'm working on this reindeer Christmas card holder. It's actually pretty cool. You put the Christmas cards up here in the antlers, but this doesn't need to have a nice, smooth, beautiful finish. I want it to be a little rustic, a little unfinished look. So I think the stain and poly is going to be great. In fact, I did a little test on the bottom and it came out pretty good. I think that's what I'm looking for. So let me brush on the rest and let's see how it comes out. There it is. It came out okay. I can't say it's got a great finish. I probably would have liked it better if I stained and then put polyurethane on it. Again, I don't know why you would want to mix the 2, or for that matter, why even use Polyshades to begin with? What are you saving? A few minutes? Not really, because you're going to end up putting another coat of poly on if you want a decent finish. But it works in theory, but I wouldn't use it. I can't think of a really good reason. Even when I did the stairs, I went back later after it dried, and it doesn't look that great. So don't waste your time with this stuff. Do it the right way, do it the traditional way, do it the standard way. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. After the 2nd coat dried, I've got 3 observations. First of all, anything that includes the stain is an incomplete finish. It's blotchy, and it obscures the beautiful grain of the oak wood. So let me sum up this video with 2 points. Number 1, I proved what I set out to prove. You can mix stain and polyurethane and pretty much come up with the exact same thing as Polyshades. Number 2, I still don't like it. Sure, you can get it to work, but it's never better than the standard method. Thanks for watching Alley Picked. I'm Tom. Until next time, I'll meet you in the alley.